Hi everybody.
Hi.
Episode 36B.
36B.
I didn't have such great luck with the last B. So
35B.
Yeah, 35B went missing. So
missing in action.
Yeah. So hopefully this is better. I feel like I should apologize for the way I look.
We both look like we've been dragged through the knothole.
Yeah.
As they say in the maritime parts.
Yes.
Is that because the knothole's in a boat? Or is the knothole in a board?
Yeah.
I always envision it being in a boat, but maybe that's because knots.
No,
nautical miles?
No. I don't think it has anything to do.
But in my mind it does.
Oh, okay.
I have a
There is another version that's not.
Right. We look like we've aged 25 years in the last week.
Yeah.
Approximately.
So mine is lack of sleep. I have to say, because
I think I'm not
my
drinking
dog
enough
is
water.
I'm drinking water. My dog is chewing her toenails at 3 o'clock in the morning for some reason, and she actually bites on them and then flips her foot, and it goes like that. I think she's got hair in underneath. I need to trim the hair in her paws because her nails aren't long.
I would never normally say this, but you do look exhausted, and I feel like I do too. It's okay, you can tell me.
No,
but this, I think this,
but I Ken even said, "What happened to you?"
Your skin looks dry.
I don't know. My skin's not usually dry. In fact, I usually have the opposite problem.
Are you sure you're not dehydrated?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I don't know what happened.
Anyway,
it's been rough.
Yeah, it's been rough. It's been kind of a rough week. We have a lot of farm work to do. Extra, moving people or sheep around.
Just need the grass to grow. Yeah. It's hard having livestock on top of everything else that we're dealing with. So and no help in the shop. Like we had 2 employees lined up for this spring and summer, and neither of them can come in.
Yeah.
So we're doing everything again, just the 3 of us.
Right.
Plus, it's a pretty busy time for the farm. Yeah.
And with the farm stuff getting ready for spring, and I don't know. It's just. We had some medications to give to the flock and catching them, and Penelope was a whole project. We're gonna do an update for Penelope. Anyway, we sound like we're really complaining. We're not. We're doing okay.
We're not really complaining. We just think we look bad. But I think the video mode on this camera has like a portrait filter on it.
Yeah, can you do that?
No, I think it does it automatically.
Oh, good.
And you're not going to get any better looking than you normally are with the video filter on.
Oh, okay. There's no other kind of filter?
Can only do so much.
Would it be too much to ask you to Photoshop it?
Soft lighting?
I don't know. Vaseline on the thing. Let's do that.
Let's do that. Gonna get. Okay.
The problem is it's not really wrinkles. It's like my skin has sagged.
I know. I think you're dehydrated.
Okay. Maybe I need to drink more. I had 2 glasses of wine last night. Maybe it's that.
I think you're dehydrated.
Okay. Maybe I should get a glass of water right now.
Yeah,
anyway. All right. So that seemed like a big sigh too. There's nothing bad. Like,
I'm okay.
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. All right. So
Penelope.
Update. Yes. So Penelope is back in the barn.
Yeah, and she's doing well. We separated the lambs from the mums.
Yes.
And which would normally be considered weaning, but at this point they're so old it's not even really considered weaning. So it wasn't super traumatic, but so that allowed us to put her in with a group of like smaller bodies so that she didn't get trampled, and she seems to be just living it up in there. She's finally happy. As it turns out, it was the mums she didn't like. She actually likes her friend.
Yeah.
Because sheep are mean.
Well, they're fighting.
They're bullies.
Today. Yeah, today they were they were all fighting, and they were ganging up on one.
Nobody's happy.
I was almost gonna go out and say like lay off. And
the ram lambs were fighting.
Yes, everybody was fighting, and there's like plenty of food. There's no need. Their feeders are still half full by the next day, so there's no need for them to be fighting. They're all just kind of, I don't know, feeling their oats. Is that
they're
what they
ready
say?
for spring, or maybe it's like the warmer weather. Yeah, it really has warmed up the last couple days.
And there's Penelope is one celebrity,
right?
And now there's another one that Ken's now named Nadia Comaneci,
right?
Comaneci or Mary Lou Retton or whatever.
I like Mary
Nadia.
Lou.
He's calling her he's calling her Nadia. So this sheep
we separated them, so there's like a 4-foot gate in between the mums
at least 4 feet.
daughters. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like a little bit of a differentiation because there's the yearling lambs have access to the outside all the time and inside all the time, and where they come in and out, there's like about a foot or a half a foot differentiation between that and the pens, because the pens have all the straw in them. So this yearling was standing, and Ken said she took one step back, and she was on the lower part, and she jumped over the gate to get in with the adults, and he said she cleared the gate by at least half a foot.
And then nailed the landing.
And now is in with the ewes.
And this morning she was inside the feeder.
Yeah.
And did the same thing, took a flying leap like
she
a
couldn't
gazelle.
she couldn't even, there was no room to back up. So she just levitated and jumped out.
I think she's pretty smart.
Yeah.
I'll try to catch her on video tomorrow.
Yeah. She's smart, all right. If she gets
breaks
in
an ankle.
the mess with breaks an ankle. She's got these long spindly legs, very elegant looking.
She went out. She's very pleased with herself.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then when I was eating, it was kind of like brunch because it was so late by the time we get back in the house, I can see from my kitchen window what they're up to in the field. And she was out there with her legs to the back and legs to the back there.
She's a real acrobat.
And then hot. And I was just, what?
Well, do you remember
and everybody else was looking at her like she was crazy.
When we first built the barn, Dr. Wichtel, who now is the dean of the University of Guelph Veterinary Hospital, was here, and he was our vet, and he went in to check out our new barn. He's like, "What do you think you're keeping in here, antelope?"
Yeah.
Well, as it turns out, it's not holding in Nadia, is it?
No. Yeah, that's right. He did. He was making fun of us.
Yeah, he may have said gazelle
because
or antelope or something. Because normally they were like. I think they've built more horse barns and cow barns around here than sheep barns. So our contractor made the fence rails go up to here. We could have saved a fortune on lumber. Yeah, we're only supposed to need 3 or 4 feet, but apparently not.
Yeah, they weren't counting on Nadia.
Right, along she comes.
Yeah, that's it. So, all right, so that's it. The farm update.
That's all we got.
Yeah. So, and we already talked about, we didn't really have our regular mud season.
No,
it's been great.
That's the one blessing.
Yeah.
We skipped mud season.
Yes, we skipped mud season.
Maybe we're getting monsoon season instead.
I don't know. Let's hope not. So, and it was a really nice day yesterday.
Yeah.
Ken and I went up to the woodlot on the ATV, and it was really, it's very.
You went on the back of the ATV?
Yeah.
Oh my, that hardly ever happens.
No.
It's getting desperate.
Yeah. It's like desperate times.
Yeah,
desperate times. Anyway, it was, the birds were tweedling up there, and
I should go up.
It was nice. Yeah, it was really nice. And the whole trail's open.
Yeah, I heard.
So you can,
because there were trees that had fallen down during the hurricane. Just one. That gigantic one? How did you get rid of that?
I don't know. He used the chainsaw.
We don't know. Wow, it was huge.
Yeah. When we were separating the yearlings from the older ewes, he got rammed by one of them, and his arm went back, and he actually heard a pop. So he did some kind of damage to his ligament. So he said, well, today I was going to go chop that tree up, and I said, well, you're not chopping it up now. So yesterday he chopped it up.
That's impressive. It was so big you had to climb over it on all fours kind of thing.
Well, is it that one? Is it that one
I don't know.
About? Anyway, I asked him if he stacked the wood. He said no. He said I just moved it he must have rolled it out of the way. Anyway, he's all happy because now he can go around the whole.
Right.
We have about 1.4 kilometer trail through our woodlot, so it's quite
nice.
It's
a nice place to hang out.
Yeah,
and we have osprey up there.
Yeah, there's a nest.
Are they there now?
I think Ken said that he saw them.
Okay.
Yeah, they built a big tree.
Don't want them to move because their other home fell down in the hurricane.
Yeah, they had a big nest in an old tree that fell down in the hurricane, and then 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then they rebuilt a nest
in
a tree not that far away.
Right.
So anyway, it's always nice to see them.
It's exciting. I like birds of prey.
Nature. Nature.
Fascinating. Okay. So, and then we had virtual knit night again.
Yeah, so that was 3.
That's our third one. We had 74 people. A lot of people are having trouble getting the email.
Yeah.
It did go out. I actually sent it out twice. So I sent it out Saturday morning, which was supposed to be our normal Friday update, but we had internet issues on Friday, so I wasn't able to send it Friday. And then I sent it out again an hour before the actual call. So if you're not getting the email but you've signed up, it's either gone into your spam folder or your promotions tab,
which
in
is new,
Gmail.
I guess.
That's a new thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So Gmail upgraded or whatever, and now you have like a regular primary account or a regular email, and then you have a promotions tab. And if you don't want it to go in there, you have to add us to the regular tab.
I'll have to
which you can do, but it absolutely went out because there's 1,200 people on the list, and I didn't hear from 1,200 people.
No, and I think that the other thing is that we sent it, or you sent it as part of the email for the podcast episode. So it was one of the sections in there. So,
but I sent it out again an hour before.
Yes. But people might have missed it because if they didn't, if you just get the notification for the podcast and then you use that as the notification and don't read all of the content, then you would have missed it.
Yeah.
Too, so.
And I put a recipe in there so that we could make the same thing for a knit night. And we had the pineapple squares.
They were delicious.
And you ate 3 and I ate the rest of the pan. They're gone. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
I made them Monday late afternoon.
Yeah, they were delicious.
It was this big. I ate all of them.
Oh, they were good.
It was a 9x9 pan full of shortbread and cream cheese, and I ate the whole entire thing in like a day and a half.
Yeah, that's perfect. They were really good.
So wish I had some left.
Ate the three on knit night. They were 3. I mean, it was about this big.
Okay.
Yeah, it was delicious.
I ate the rest.
Then there must have been 3 in my fridge. You must have given Ken.
I gave
so Ken shared his with me too.
Wow.
So I had that with coffee last night. It was really good.
Easy.
Yeah,
really easy.
It was really good.
So if you look back through your emails, the recipe is in there.
Yeah. For what is it? Pineapple
squares. Well, they're like pineapple cream cheese squares.
Yeah, they're really good.
Our Aunt Pam makes them.
It's the shortbread crust underneath that makes it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
anything else about virtual knit night?
Well, so if you want to join, I've just copied the instructions of how to join, and I'm just leaving it on my clipboard so I can just copy and paste because we answered a lot of emails about it. So you can find the sign up place for our letter at the bottom of the homepage on the website.
Yeah,
right under
it's
our
a white box and it says subscribe next to it.
Yeah,
and if you put your email in there and hit the subscribe button, you should be good.
Yeah.
If you don't get it after that, it's in your folder somewhere.
Right.
Shouldn't point.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you're pointing to the button.
Right.
So, virtual knit night.
Yeah. So one thing that keeps coming up and came up again at virtual knit night that I'm going to put below here now is the website for the Costa Rica retreat.
Oh, okay.
So if anybody missed it, although I don't know how you could have because maybe you were so dazzled by the bikini design that I'm planning for this retreat, but there's a knitting / other relaxation activities retreat happening in Costa Rica early next February 2021. And we're going to be there, and we're going to be there with Nancy Marchand and Woolly Wormhead. We have no idea, like I always say, how we got so lucky to be invited with those 2 amazing knitting superstars. But hey, we'll be there with bells on, and crocheted bikinis. So that's
not me
down here. So we're not planning the retreat, but this is the website that you need to follow and go in to find out more information. So we'll finally everybody will have that because we keep we don't know. So now that's the website, and they also have a Facebook page which I'll link to down in the show notes.
Yes. So the organizers were actually in virtual. Are attending virtual knit night.
Yes.
And when they talk, because we have everybody muted, but you can talk by pressing your space bar, and then your little square lights up, and you're able to talk. Every time they said something, we could hear all these beautiful tropical birds in the background. It was really nice.
I seriously can't wait. Yes. We haven't had a vacation in 8 years.
No.
That's going to be it.
Yeah.
It's going to be like Girls Gone Wild knitting style.
Which doesn't sound too threatening. Except you've got the bikini.
Knitters Gone Wild. That's
lots of crazies.
Catherine will be frightened. She'll be like, can I renege on that invitation to bring those 2 nuts? Okay.
So we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the neon sock kit.
Okay.
The now famous neon sock kit.
Why is it famous?
Well, I don't know, because everybody's buying it.
Yeah, everybody has to have the neon sock kit. So
Yeah.
we are making more all the time. When this goes up on Friday, they'll be back in stock, which means, we're making them because
Yeah.
it's still our fulfillment takes about 2 weeks. So
Right.
we're making them to order, and we're just have been sort of barely able to keep up with that particular product because so many people are ordering it. So you will most likely have to wait the 2 weeks for us to fulfill that one, but we put them in stock when we feel like we are caught up enough that we have time to make more. So it should be safe. So all the sock yarn's going back in stock today.
Yes.
Friday.
And we're not making them as they're ordered. We've been trying to make enough to have a stock, but they're just selling out.
And I can see why, because it's a total pick-me-up.
Yeah, it's very cheerful.
Yeah.
It's even cheerful packing the boxes. Like when you look at them.
Oh, they spread joy everywhere.
Yeah, they spread joy. Yes, they definitely do. And so we've got a couple people saying, "Oh, I missed them again." Well, we've made more neon sock kits than we ever thought we were going to sell. So you didn't miss it. It's just that they're selling. So we're going to keep checking back.
Just keep putting it in.
Yeah.
I hope there's some mohair around so we can buy somewhere in Canada soon.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful.
Okay. So we have some works in progress, and you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. I mean, my knitting situation.
That was a big sigh.
I know. Well, I'm so, I just don't know what happened to my knitting mojo. I mean, I think I do. I was fine. And then, but I am, if you're noticing, this increases by like a large margin every week because I'm doing this at virtual knit night.
Yeah.
And I haven't made a mistake.
That 2x2 rib can be tricky.
It's going to be nice and long.
Yeah.
No doubt I'm going to have enough yarn.
Yes.
So this is the idiot-proof scarf. What else can I say? There's no pattern. I'm carrying on.
Yeah.
It keeps my hands busy. This is something I can knit on right now.
Right.
And it doesn't
you can watch TV.
take a lot of concentration. I'm kind of saving it for knit night. I'm going to take my time with it. Clearly no one's wearing it this year at this point. But just so you know, I have knit a little bit. I feel like the Andrew of the show now, which is so funny because I was like such a prolific knitter and now it's like a complete system shutdown. Okay, but we're soldiering on. All right, so, and the other thing, we're back to this. So this doesn't look a lot different.
This is FLATROCK.
But I will inform you that there is actually an additional inch on here from last time I showed it. And I'm getting very close. I think I have like maybe 2 more inches to go, and then I get to start the sleeve. And believe me when I say I fully intend to try to accomplish that before next episode. Please, Lord, let me have had the concentration and wherewithal to have at least finished this front and started on the sleeves by next episode.
All right.
It's not unpleasant. I don't know what my problem is. I just kind of float through space every evening.
Oh.
I just kind of wander. I don't really watch anything. I nibble at this. I talk to this person on Messenger and that person. Text for a few minutes. Watch 2 minutes of like 18 different YouTube videos.
Oh.
Sit through half an episode of Ozark. Turn that off. Think about all the things I should be doing, like improving my piano sight reading skills. Then I just finally say, frig it, grab a glass of wine and go and lay in the bath for an hour, and then I just haul my sad arse to bed. That's pretty much every evening.
Oh.
There was no time for knitting in there.
Yeah, so this is fantastic.
But this must be the difference in our 2 personalities. I don't know how you can sit still.
Every time you show this, I'm just as impressed with the back, the non-public side, as I am with the front.
I know,
it's fantastic.
Karen from our knit night has worn it to virtual knit night, and the design is incredible.
Yeah. That would be
it's
something
so
that
beautiful.
normally
I want it so badly. I was gonna call Karen up and say, just sell me yours. I can't. And then you knit mine. I don't know. I'm gonna do it. Yeah. I'm gonna do some on it tonight. Come on. I have like 2 more inches.
I know. You can do it. You can do it.
So it's very frustrating, but I literally do. I just wander through. Like, I think I'm probably a little bit prone to not the best attention span at the best of times, but now it's really
So that's
really
what's
brutal.
going on your side of the house.
Yeah, and we are going to talk about the launch of this pattern later.
Yes, we'll talk about
coming
it.
up. Okay.
So I'm gonna talk about my whips. and I've got a big surprise, but I have to say this because what I can't do is remember anything. So I have to tell you what I was doing last night.
We're all handicapped.
On my side, yes, it's been
looking for your glasses.
No, on my side of the house last night. So I watched the game. You don't like kind of fantasy, historical, like whatever. I like that.
Except Outlander.
Yes, of course. Okay, well,
that's not fantasy.
That's something different. No.
Well, it is some people's fantasy.
Yeah, it could be. It could be considered fantasy.
It's a fantasy of sorts.
Time travel and other stuff.
That's not the part I meant.
Yeah,
okay.
I know what you meant. we all know what you meant.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started watching Game of Thrones when the first season was out. So, and then I watched it because I had HBO at the time. I was still in Montreal, I think, when.
Oh, no.
Well, I had HBO. I don't think I've had HBO since I've been here.
Well, I don't think Game of Thrones has been on for 9 years, has it?
I don't know. It might have been. Their little kids are now. Sorry,
well, I would have no idea.
So it's not a spoiler alert because everybody knows. I think what happened. Anyway,
well, maybe it is.
I watched episode 1 and season 1 and season 2. Then never watched anymore. And then when all of the hubbub about Game of Thrones was, I didn't have HBO, so I didn't watch it. And now we have Crave, so Game of Thrones. So I started it from the very beginning, and now I've actually finished it. So we watched all 8 seasons of Game of Thrones, which were pretty intense. Everything else on TV, after I finished that, everything else was not interesting me. I didn't want to watch all the stuff about contagion, whatever, all of that pandemic and all. I wasn't interested in that. So last night I was on YouTube trying to find something that would be light and fun to watch, and I came across Jim Gaffigan's channel. He's got a YouTube channel.
A YouTube channel. Okay.
Yeah, a YouTube channel. So I just put that on and I just watched like every video that came up on his channel.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's really funny. Super clean.
Yes. He's known as the clean comic.
Yes, not interested in all that, F-bombs every second word or
like a lot of sexual innuendo.
Not into
that
it.
in stand up.
No, I'm not into it.
Because usually
not even innuendo. Innuendo might be okay, but this like explicit whatever. And I'm no prude by any stretch of the imagination.
The problem is in stand up, typically you're watching a man and yet they're talking about themselves. It's usually not that appealing.
There's been some women that have been even worse.
Yes, I know. Yes. It's true.
So anyway, I thought this is perfect.
Keep it clean.
Yeah. So I'm like, this is perfect to watch, and Ken likes him too, so we were watching him. And there was the whole big bit about McDonald's.
Oh, I know, that's one of my favorites.
Yes.
And then it's like, what are you doing here? And it's like, I'm waiting for
a date.
Waiting for a
hooker
or something. He should have been here by now. Anyway, rather than admit you're eating McDonald's.
The whole thing is hilarious.
Yeah.
So then at the end of that bit, he says something about Burger King. So if you're wondering why you randomly got the picture that I know you're going to show, yesterday I sent this picture to Jennifer and I said, keep this for the podcast. I'm surprised you didn't even ask me what is going on over there.
Well, I had a feeling I knew what you were up to.
Okay. So it reminded me of, because I can't even remember what the joke was about all the things about McDonald's, and then he said something, if you something or other, then you like Burger King. So
okay.
My very first job was at Burger King. I was 15, and the reason why I sort of lied about my age, but I think they knew that I was underage, but they hired me anyway. And the reason why I ended up going to work when I was 15 is because I wanted contact lenses. And my parents said, you're not getting contact lenses. We bought you glasses, and that's good enough. When you get a job, you can buy your own contact lenses. So
we grew up. You know why we're so tough.
Yeah.
Didn't get any sympathy from anybody when we were growing up.
No.
So, you don't care if you look horrendous. Because back then, glasses weren't cute. Now, they all want glasses.
Yeah. Well, the glasses
like
are in fashion now. But back then,
in the 80s,
utilitarian.
It's basically like your parents looking at you and being like, we don't care if you don't get any dates. Oh, and you're acne prone? Well, wear the glasses too. We're not springing for the contacts. And also, why don't you go to Burger King and have some more grease all over your face every day? That'll probably help the situation. That's how we grew up.
To be fair, I didn't have acne. I did have a few pimples every now and then.
Well, it was more after working at Burger King.
But I definitely had oily skin. But, so, you know.
Our mom's not going to be so thrilled with this episode.
Yeah, so the story, the whole conversation was, we bought you glasses. You're lucky to have them. When you want contact lenses, you can get contact lenses and pay for them yourself when you get a job. So I said,
but the acne you get from working in the grease pit will completely counteract any benefit of the contacts. I'm sorry,
Anyway,
it's just mean.
so I went out and got a job. So I was
Good for you.
15 and I was working at Burger King, and this is the uniform that I had to wear.
Yes, okay, let's show it. Beauty.
Yeah.
Where's the hat? We didn't get a picture of the hat.
The hat is on the picture that I sent you. So the picture of the hat
The
is
other
on there.
hat. But it was just the outfit on the first one, right?
No, it has the hat.
Okay, all right.
No, did I send you the link to the one that had the person wearing it?
No.
The girl.
It's a
Oh,
different-
I sent the wrong one.
No, it was just a uniform floating in
No,
midair.
okay. So I'll send you another one and you can show the right one. So here it is.
Well, I think we probably just showed the right one.
Okay. All right, whatever.
Anyway,
The hat was this big bulbous. Yeah, you saw it.
Yeah, and then also
dynamite.
grease. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Nightmare.
the hat, it was with the little peak.
Yeah.
Whatever. So that was the hat. So the very first night that I worked, because of course I'm the oldest, so I was the first kid to get a job. There was the thing, anytime there was somebody, a guest in the restaurant that had a birthday, you all had to come out and sing happy birthday. So there
That's
I
my
was
worst
in my
nightmare.
polyester uniform. So, and full of grease, being sent by the people that work there longer to run downstairs and try to get the sesame seeds, the whatever, all the jokes they play. Oh, and now can you go get a bucket of steam? So I ran up and down the stairs in the basement of the restaurant 25 times. And then they said, oh, somebody has a birthday. So my whole family was there. My mother and father came. You must have been there because you would have been 5.
I guess, yeah. I'm not remembering.
5.
Okay.
And my grandparents were there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the whole big proud because of my first job at Burger King. Somebody had a birthday and then they hustled us all out of the door and we had to sing happy birthday to the person. I can't sing a note.
None of us can.
Yeah, so the whole thing was, I just
Humiliating.
kept saying, yeah, humiliating. I kept saying to myself, this is because I'm going to get contact lenses, which I did get. Then there was a big crackdown on the restaurant because somebody said they had underage employees there, and then I lost my
You
job.
went for all.
But
Well-
I did have enough money to buy the contact lenses by
Yeah.
the time. So,
Well, they must have felt bad about it because they did buy me contacts.
yeah,
But I also had to go to work, and I worked at Swiss Chalet,
yeah.
which
It's
is
a
better
step
than
up.
Burger King.
Yeah, a
and I
step
have my
up.
good friend Leanne from high school to thank for helping get me in at Swiss Chalet. So
Yeah.
she helped, and we worked there together. And
Burger
the
King,
uniform was not nearly
They
as
were
bad.
open. They were open till 2 a.m. too. So, and I was on the drive-through.
See, this is why people are always like, "Oh, you guys are so humble and keeping it real." Well, this is why our parents,
Kept us humble.
yeah. Holy
You know what I
smokes.
used to do too when I was on the drive-through? I really wanted to do the drive-through. It was a precursor of things to come because I
Okay.
had to talk on the microphone.
Oh, okay.
So,
Big
and then when
excitement.
it was really late at night and I was getting giddy and, really no 15-year-old should be working at 2 a.m. in the
No.
morning.
Oh
My mother had to come pick
I'm
us
pretty
up
sure
at
there's
night.
laws against that
Yeah,
now.
well, yes. So there was laws against it then, but
Right.
I was still there. And my mother had to come pick me up unless the manager would sometimes drive me home.
Oh,
'cause
that's
he was
safe.
close. Yeah, so no, it was safe. It was safe. It was okay. So when I would get giddy at about 1:30, I would start on the when it went squawk like
Right.
that, and there was somebody, and then you pressed a button and you talked to the person to get their order. I would say, "Welcome to the Big BK. What can I do?" So do all these different accents.
Oh my god, not very well.
Yeah, they were all over the place. One would sound Spanish, the next word would sound like whatever. Anyway, I would do that. That's what they were doing. And then they'd come to the video and go, oh, and it was this little 50.
I really hope some people from L'Oreal, where he used to work with, are watching this right now.
That was my auspicious beginning in the working world.
Good for you.
Yes, and speaking of L'Oreal, one of the jobs that I had when I was at L'Oreal was category management. So I was doing all the analysis of what the trends were, and I'm still on some of those feeds and stuff in my LinkedIn on the thing. And I'm telling you that this whole thing is going to be, there'll be case studies done of it, because now guess what the hot thing is now that's trending?
Hair color?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hair color and hair clippers.
Oh.
People are doing their own haircuts. Not just bangs. They're actually trying to cut their own hair. So it went from the hand sanitizer and whatever, then it was the toilet paper, then it was flour and yeast, and now we're on to hair color. So people are really getting desperate.
Well, I have some toner coming to just tone over the light parts.
I'm gonna have to do.
I have
actual professional.
May the force be with you.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I actually do know how to color hair from my experience, and
but it's still not. They don't usually do their own. Even hairstylists don't do that.
No, I know, but I've got all this. I've got all the proper stuff.
Anyway, I'm gonna try to even mine out, and also it's gonna be down to my waist.
Yeah, it's really funny because there's somebody that I watch on TV, a newscaster, who I think must be doing her own hair color because it's starting to look a little green. So she's got to
get some ash on that ASAP.
She's putting ash on it. But
it's too much ash. Yeah, she needs some gold. Is that how that goes? Okay.
You
can also get plum.
Yeah, well,
that's too much ash.
Yeah, she's got this kind of a goldy. Because I went back and I said to Ken,
something ain't right.
Something's not right. It's not right with her hair. And I said, she's using some kind of color and she doesn't know what she's doing. And so I said, I'm pretty sure she had like a honey kind of goldy, like medium blonde, which is really kind of like a light brown. And and I looked and I said, yep. And she's put ash on that, and now she's got green.
Help us. All right. Well,
at least people can be reassured. She's not taking any special privileges.
Right.
She's not visiting her hair salon. She's doing it
Going it alone.
Going it alone.
Right.
Anyway, that's okay. That was a real tangent.
We went down. Okay.
Yeah, that was your whips.
Okay.
Now I have mine.
From my whips to that.
Now I have my whip.
Okay.
Because you were talking about watching YouTube. It all started.
I can't even follow it, and I was here. Okay. I have the sign in front of me telling me where we're supposed to be.
There's something. I'm actually now. My mind has become. Not only does my face look like I'm 80, my mind has just traveled.
I know, and I just realized I forgot to use the microphone.
Okay.
Okay. Our audio quality has just declined.
Okay, so like this is really like a 2-second thing. There's nothing to show on Hinterland because it just kept getting longer. So the only modifications, I talked about doing the waist shaping. I'm also making it
lift it up a bit, but
I'm also making it a bit longer because it's kind of a semi crop on the pattern, and that's not a good look for me. I need it to hit.
Oh.
No, I have to hit a certain spot. From my Cocoa Knits workshop, you have to have the vertical or the horizontal line going at something that you want to emphasize, not not in my case, not my tummy. So I've just, I'm making it a bit longer. I just have the rib to do, which I should actually be able to finish by tonight because I can knit for some strange reason I'm knitting more.
Okay, well, thank God one of us is.
Then the sleeves are going to go on there.
Okay.
And I've started something else.
Oh, right.
Okay. Jennifer hasn't seen it.
I haven't seen it because it must be quite a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
But your Roman hat, that's just still the same as last time.
I've started the color work, but there's nothing to see.
Okay.
So
we'll
it's
show
not
it next week.
Okay. So I'm going to bend over here because I'm hiding this from you. I hope you find it as impressive as I did because this is really something else.
This is the Rowan Summerlight DK.
Yeah.
You've swatched something.
Yes, okay. I've done a swatch for Cornwallis, which is a Martin Story pattern.
Okay.
And I have to say that I was happy to get in a cotton yarn because I think that we need that in our shop. But I have not had great success knitting with cotton before. Yeah, I knit a t-shirt, and every time I used to wear it, Ken said, "Did you dig that out of the rag bag?" Because it really didn't look good.
I don't remember this cotton knitted t-shirt.
Yeah, it was a cotton, like a light blue, sky blue, and it was some kind of a, I don't even remember what the yarn was, but it had some nubs in it. And
gosh, I don't think I've ever seen it, but anyway.
Cotton is not elastic, obviously.
Right.
So by the time I finished knitting it, it looked a little bit like a sack. If I sewed the bottom, I would have a reusable shopping bag.
Okay. Should have done that.
It was a sleeve. Now in hindsight, so these are the colors that I'm using.
I love that color combination.
Yes,
which of course I helped you pick.
So this is my swatch.
Oh. Yeah.
I know.
I am so good because you know what? You had the wrong blue in there. Remember? I made you switch out the blue.
Yeah. No, I used the pattern called for steel.
No, I know, but you had like a true blue with this dusty rose.
Yeah, it was like a periwinkle.
Yeah, this is perfect.
The color that it was. Yeah.
It was a royal blue.
Yeah.
More a true blue.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
I know. I am so excited. Because
this, I know, because it just looks like summer.
Yeah.
Or the American flag. But
no, well.
Not so much. It's
not
like
a true red. It's called rouge, actually. So it's rouge, sailor blue, and white. And that pattern.
You just want to go sailing in it.
Because you could see the pattern. Because I'm sure the picture,
it
goes
beautiful.
Like this. I know. It's like, it's one of the things that has made me the most happy that I've knit ever. So there's a story about this because I had a sweater that was a navy and white stripe, which was a cotton sweater and had a boat neck. And it was my favorite sweater that I used to wear in the summer. And since I don't always do the laundry, it got washed. And of course it didn't felt because it was cotton. It got Javex on it.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yes, right across the front where the stripes were.
Nothing
and
you can do.
He shall remain nameless who did that. It wasn't me that washed it.
If you still had it, I bet I could almost fix it.
Probably now you could, yes.
Even if it was stripes.
I don't have it.
I could put you can use like the gum, the food quality gum, and then you apply the dye with some of that in it, and it just stays in the exact spot where you put it.
Oh.
And then I bet I could put
the gum food coloring, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I no longer have it because I cried over it so many times that I just had to free my mind and throw it out.
You had to cut the cord.
Sorry. But this is going to be, so the pattern, of course,
and the color is very flattering on you. This is what's going to be at the top.
Yeah.
Because the original pattern, which you've seen by now, of course, was a yellow, greeny up here.
Yeah. Summer, I think it's called, the shade. So
it
we have almost all the shades of the DK. And this yarn to knit with is fantastic.
It feels really yummy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you blocked this yet?
No.
Because it's quite loose.
Yeah.
You're going to gain a lot
I think I'm going to block it. And then I did see a suggestion where you just put like a few little clothespins on the bottom of your cotton garment that you block to get the real thing. I may actually go down and needle size.
So.
Because I find
already
it's just
pretty
a little
stretchy.
bit. Yeah, it's pretty stretchy. But the look of it is just like...
I love the color combination. And it's nice to work with a true white now and then. Like we don't have that in sheets wool. Doesn't come in a true white. This is what I was saying last week about superwash. You can get it this white and it would still be technically wool. But I don't get to work on this true white very much.
But look at that. It's just...
I know. It
I
is
knew
amazing.
You'd be impressed.
I know. I love it. Because I love a nautical stripe. Like, don't even. I am such a sucker for that.
I know. Well, I would like stripes.
Maritime people. LL Bean. Yeah. We used to be big LL Bean fans. How's the color look on that?
Beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah.
I do love it. I love it a lot.
Yeah. So that's that's
gonna be so the Summerlight DK is a hit. This feels amazing.
Oh, I know. It's so nice
soft
to knit
and
with.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Even for a blanket or anything.
Yeah.
Baby clothes.
It's a bit slippery. So I don't mind slippery.
It's very smooth.
Yeah, it's
so
a bit
nice.
slippery when you're knitting with it. So if you do, if you don't like slippery, you're probably going to use wooden needles for that. I'm just going to use my Chiago.
And is this in the Rowan magazine or this is a separate
pattern?
No,
you can buy it on Ravelry.
It's a separate pattern.
Martin Story.
Okay, well, we'll definitely
it was
show
from, I think it was from 2 magazines ago.
Okay. Love it.
I know. It's fantastic.
It's a shame to even not do something with this swatch.
Well, I'm going to keep it because I might unravel it.
Yeah.
I might
Don't
need
waste it.
No,
So
I
beautiful.
left the, I didn't cut anything on the sides
Right.
when I did the stripes, so that's all one
Right.
one piece. Because the swatch, I did a very generous swatch because I wanted, he gives a gauge recommendation for the garter stitch part and then the stripe. And it used up quite a lot of yarn, so I'm gonna use it. But I need
Beautiful. I know, I love it.
I know, it's fantastic.
Cuckoo over it.
It's one of the nicest things.
A bit jelly.
Well, you can make it super easy. Straight knitting. It's a
All
raglan
right.
sleeve
I know,
with a boat
so
neck.
I love cotton sweater. I know, it looks like store-bought.
Yeah.
So beautiful. All right. Well, that's exciting.
Yes.
All right. So now you...
And we have almost every color of Summerlight
Yes, I
DK.
think so. All the summer shades anyway, I would think.
Yeah, I think there's only 4 that we
Don't
that we
have.
don't have. So,
So go on there and
check it out.
knit something with that. All right.
Yeah.
And so then next you've purchased something that hasn't arrived yet?
Yes.
You've got a lot on the go.
I know.
I'm doing
So-
nothing. You're like...
I was tempted the last time she was on Fruity Knitting, but forgive me if I'm mispronouncing her name, but Sitzel Hoivek from Norway is a designer that does, if you watch Fruity Knitting, Andrea has knit one of her patterns. It's this beautiful kind of a pear green and white, it's not a checkered, but it's got little squares on it. This beautiful, beautiful jacket. And every time she wears it, I love it. And all of the things that Sizzle designs are beautiful. And there's the knitting part, but then there's a whole other game going on with embellishments. So she uses embroidery and duplicate stitch, and there's French knots, and there's sequins, and there's mother of pearl buttons, and there's the whole other fantasy of extra work that goes on. So I'm expecting that you knit something and then you're only halfway through. There's all the embellishments in there. So we're gonna put up a picture of what I purchased. So this kit is coming to me, and I just got my shipping notification today, so it's on its way. So it's the paisley jacket, and look at this.
That's going to take a while, though. Don't get our hopes up that that'll be finished by the end of 2020.
No, it's
This is going to be a long-term
This
project.
is going to be a project that I'm going to work on, and then I'll probably put it away because I'll have to knit other things, and
Right.
I'll have a sleeve, and then I'll have a whatever.
This is reminding
So-
me a lot of your quilt, but hopefully not.
Yeah, no, it's really beautiful. I love paisley. And all of the outline of all those paisley motifs it's actually duplicate stitch.
Oh my god.
And-
Okay.
And then there's sequins inside all
Okay,
of it.
well, it'll be fun to see
Yeah.
when there's progress.
Anyway,
Okay.
and I'm really interested in trying the yarn, which I'm not going to pronounce because I have to check the pronunciation of it.
Okay.
I've heard it, and I'm sure I'm going to mispronounce it, so I'm not going to. But it's a Norwegian yarn.
Okay.
So that's what I'm up to.
Lots. I need to get on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a little tiny shop update
Mm-hmm.
and some news about Jennifer Beal pattern launch is part of it.
Yes.
Exciting.
So
Okay.
you can go ahead.
So number 1, the bees.
Yeah.
I don't know where we left off with the bees. We had a little bit of trouble getting our backup order in. These are in stock. So if you missed out on the bee penannular, neither of us has a thing that we want to put a hole in on
No.
right now, but you put the stick through and you turn it and it holds it on your
Yeah.
garment. And everybody loves bees, of course. They keep us alive. And this was done as an homage to the very important bee, very important to our ecosystem. So these are in stock right now if you missed it. The other thing that we were without for a bit that we have back in now, which I seem to have just put a dent in somehow,
Oh.
is the Greener Shade Starter Kit.
Right.
So you're locked up, you need a new hobby. Don't forget we have bees.
Yes.
It's for considering the hours of entertainment you get with it, it's a pretty reasonable price. And it comes with everything you need to get started, including the citric acid.
And these are the dyes that we use
This
on
is
our
the
yarn.
actual dye I use on our yarn.
Yeah.
It's got a really good guidebook that you can download online for a fee that will give you all the color formulas you could possibly ever want.
Mm-hmm.
Not my formulas, but ones that he's worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so these are back in stock. So this is a load of fun.
Yep, and we've seen pictures of people that have used them, like beginners,
Right.
and the results are. It seems
Yeah.
to be pretty pretty consistent to
You
get
just got to
the
get in
result.
there and get your hands
Yeah.
dirty.
So
Usually
it's not-
mine are
it's not
at least
scary.
3 different colors.
Yeah.
All right, so those are back in. And then the FLATROCK, which was my whip, is coming out April 22nd, which will be it'll be before our next episode. So this is the final episode before it actually launches. So we're talking about it now. It's an absolutely stunning pattern, Jennifer Beal pattern. She did it with our Eldon lace. We're going to have color work kits for that. So how that works is you're going to buy your main color.
Whatever
Jennifer did it in
amount that you-
slate. I'm doing it in slate. Karen did it in slate, but you can do it in whatever you want. And then the color work and the behind part of the text stitch, which looks a bit like stained glass, has all of these in it. So we've done kits. I've done 2 different sizes of kits. So depending on what size you want to knit, you'll take either the 100 yard per color kit or the 200 yard per color kit. And that just allows us to make it a pretty reasonable price. Because if you need less, why would we make more and ship it to you if we don't
Right.
have to?
Right.
So you'll pick which kit works best for what size you're going to do. And then we can ship that out to you.
And then you'll follow the pattern for the main color.
Yeah.
Like how many skeins you need.
Yeah. So
Because
pick the
sizes.
size you're going to knit from the pattern. Order whatever you need of the main color that yours is going to be. And really you could use any of these as the main color too. But again, the pattern itself, the sample was knit with slate. And then you get this little color work kit to put with it. And
So
that
you don't
can-
have to buy full skeins.
Yeah,
of
because
all-
imagine
all 8.
it would cost
Yeah.
$1,000
Yeah.
if you had to buy all these in
Yeah.
full skeins. So we definitely didn't want that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's coming up. So I will link to that. By the time our next episode comes out, it will have launched. It's coming out April 22nd. So if you're watching this after April 22nd, the kit should be listed on our website. And away you go. So probably what I'll do is add it to the show notes on April 22nd. Because if I try to
okay.
put it on now, it'll be kind of like a dead link.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it might be confusing. So on April 22nd, I'll add it to the show notes, and it'll also be visible on our website under Eldon Lace. And just this is a beautiful fun
Yeah.
thing too.
Yeah, it's nice.
So that's what's happening in pattern world. And the other thing is we've ordered more supplies for the EARHART Shawl Kit.
Right.
So Jennifer Hicks is knitting our sample. It's stunning.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous.
But there was a little bit of a boo-boo I made. I didn't realize that each one took 3 of the white fine lace.
Right.
I thought it was 1 for some reason.
Yeah.
So we weren't able to list very many kits. We didn't
Right.
have enough of the fine lace.
Yeah.
So we've ordered more of that. And you know, as I'm saying this, I'm thinking it would look cool with a black background too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That would be like a neon party kind
I
of.
didn't buy the fine lace in black, but maybe
No, but
I
we
should
could.
order it. Yeah.
That would be
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yes. It
Reminds
would
me a
be-
little bit of like an 80s nightclub with like the martini neon.
Yeah.
Like that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jennifer.
I
another sample.
I wanted to knit with that lace too because of the yarn. I asked Jennifer. I said, "How is the lace?" I'm intrigued with that lace, and she said it's really nice to knit.
Fine
with.
lace, Rowan.
Yeah,
I think that would be so cool with black in the
Yeah.
background, or even a slate
Yeah.
gray.
yeah. What did we get? We
we're
got a
thinking
couple
now.
extra colors, but we got like a violet. I think.
Yeah,
and
I don't know.
so
Well,
just
if we
told me
want
that
to do it, we
anyway.
could even swatch them and see how it would look.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If we got the black,
good.
that's
Yeah.
cool. Okay. So next is the Fiber Festival update. May I say, I was down on the waterfront in Charlottetown yesterday doing a socially distanced walk. It's such a great place.
Stunning.
Charlottetown is super cool in the summertime. All the cute little restaurants and shacks and Lobster on the Wharf and the Chip Shack and Nimrod's. I think they do pizza and other
Yeah.
things and burgers and stuff. And like,
Yeah.
it's so hard to be down there and see hardly anybody milling around. There's a ton going on our waterfront. Cow's Ice Cream, the Delta is right there. It's just beautiful. I put a picture of it up in our Instagram
Yeah.
stories.
It's really nice.
And I'm hoping that there's going to
Yeah.
be some summer left.
Yeah.
And we're still going full steam ahead on our planning for September 25th.
Right.
Yeah.
So the committee just had a meeting this afternoon actually on Zoom. And so there's going to be a little bit of an update go out to all of the people that have subscribed to the newsletter. And we're continuing to move forward. So as far as we know, none of the festivals that are planned for that time of year here we're just continuing to go. And as things become more clear, then we'll take other decisions if we have to. I mean, it's paramount that everybody's safety is going to be looked after first. And so far, things are like we're getting off pretty easily because people are working really hard to make sure that everybody stays safe here. So we've had, the situation here is relatively good because everybody is practicing.
Yeah, we have had no community spread still.
Yeah.
Travel cases only.
Yeah.
All right, so we really hope it goes ahead. We understand a lot of other festivals that were planned for this year. Like I personally was secretly kind of hoping to get back to the Knitters Frolic, which is usually at the end of April in Toronto, and a bunch of other things. Everyone's, really disappointed. There were a lot of questions on Virtual Knit Night as to whether everybody thought Rhinebeck would go ahead, all of that stuff. Now, Rhinebeck is later than our festival.
Yes.
So we don't know, but if ours goes ahead, we feel like it will be such a celebration of, freedom and getting our lives back and stuff. I really hope it happens. So we're just continuing on. Yeah. There's a lot of hugs, overdue hugs happening. Yeah.
That's right.
And, I don't know. I think that's kind of all we came with for today. It's a B episode, tends to be a little bit shorter and not a lot of editing. And, of course, I know what I wanted to say. Did you have something too?
I was going to say, we do have another gauge episode, but we'll do that in the regular episode because those tutorials are really, like these episodes in between, we're not sure if all the regulars are watching or not. Right. So we have that ready to go, but we'll do it in the next episode.
Yeah. By the sounds of things, everyone's watching. Oh my gosh, and we were blown away by the number of comments last time.
Oh, yeah.
Keep it coming. That was perfect. In fact, I think I probably have 100 that I haven't answered yet.
I answered some last night.
Did you? Yeah. I love it. It was like you guys really came out for us, and thank you. And it helped because that video started out third and went to number 1, and it's all because of that. Yeah. So please keep commenting. Even if you just want to send us a little smiley face someone suggested, that's super cool too. It really tells YouTube that, hey, I like this content. I'm taking the time to write something about it. And then YouTube's like, oh, it must not be complete poop.
Yeah. So it's fun reading them.
Oh my gosh, we love it.
Some of the comments are, Ken's even reading them now.
Yeah. And our mother reads every single one. Just so you know. Our mother reads them all too. I don't think the other viewers are supposed to read the comments, but I guess they do.
Can. It's public.
You can just start a chat in there, but
some people are helping. There's been
helping moderate. Thank you so much. Yeah, so you really went above and beyond, and we're just going to ask you to do that again.
Yeah.
The other thing is on Instagram. On Instagram grid post, I think the last one that went up, I explained that we're more than happy now because our shop is not open to take the time to help people adapt patterns to our yarn. If you're considering knitting something and you want to know what yarn we have that would work best with it, or you want any advice around color, keep the questions coming. We've got a lot. It's really fun for us to go in, look at the project, help the person sort out what to buy, and then fill the order. And then when I write my little card saying thank you, I actually know what it's for. Yeah. And that makes it more fun for us. We sort of can knit vicariously through our customers. Yeah. So if you're thinking about knitting something and you want our help, by all means, just email us. We're getting them every day, and it's great. It's great fun. I just answered a couple this morning. Yeah.
And seeing the projects, like what people are doing, is always, that's been really great for Virtual Knit Night too, because people are doing projects, and it's not all with our yarn, but there's always fun to see what other people are knitting, and there's some great, really great patterns that we haven't heard of before that are being people are doing and stuff. And what about that pattern that was knit with the Night with Stars?
I know, we should show that.
Yeah, I think we should show it.
So Carla Wolf, she's on our Knit Night. I think she's been there every week. I don't remember seeing her this week. She must have been. I don't know. It's all running together. Yeah. Anyway, she got a sweater quantity of A Night with Stars, which we are going to make again. We're just waiting for the silk noils to come back in. But
it's not our fault.
Look at this thing. So this is a pattern by Andrea Mowry called Throw Over.
I don't know.
I think. Anyway, I'll put the name here. Yeah. And Carla knit it in Night with Stars and other colors of our stock yarn. it totally made my day.
Yeah.
I was not in a great mood when I woke up this morning, and the first thing I did was pick up my phone, and thank you, Carla. When I saw this posted, I almost cried.
Yeah, it's really
I was
nice.
so happy about how beautiful this turned out. And it's all our yarn, and I'm just thrilled. And I really hope that Andrea Mowry, because Carla tagged her on Instagram, and I tagged Andrea on Twitter, and I'm really hoping she sees this thing.
Oh, I know.
Because I'm
fantastic.
sure she gets tagged all the time. But it is stunning. So well done, Carla.
Yeah. It's
and
a great project.
Carla's a huge supporter of ours, and we really, really appreciate it. And this just made my day.
We both get the notifications on our phone when stuff, and sometimes one will answer and the other will look at it and whatever. And then that pinged or whatever, and I looked at it, and I must have looked at it just a few seconds after you did, and I actually just went, oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Stunning. So thank you for choosing our yarn to make your beautiful project, Carla, and always sharing it with us and taking lovely photos and always having them with you on our virtual knit night.
Yeah.
It's a joy.
Yeah.
So how you can continue to support us as we try to survive through our summer closure is, of course, commenting on this video, sharing the video with your network if you think you have people in there who would like it. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, but most importantly, the comments.
Yeah.
And also because it puts us in a good mood.
Yes.
Did we get any thumbs downs on this one?
2.
2 thumbs downs. Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
It's good to not, we don't want them to think it's bots. It can't be all positive.
Yeah.
YouTube will be like, something's up. Nobody's that likable. You're keeping us legit with those thumbs down.
But the comment thing, I know it's work to do it, but we really enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, it makes our day.
Yeah, it makes our day.
Just consider it a hug for us.
Yeah.
And as we're here.
Yeah.
Just the 3 of us.
Yeah.
No one else to talk to. Well, like everybody.
Well, besides Penelope and Nadia.
Penelope and Nadia. I really want to get Nadia on video.
She
just looked so arrogant when she flew out of that feeder this morning. She's like, other sheep have to walk. I can fly.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, she's really pleased with her grace and agility.
Yes, she is. And then you should have saw the show that I watched while I was eating my breakfast. Yeah.
A sheep. Not the most graceful animal. Not a gazelle.
No.
Unless she's a gazelle in her own mind.
Yes.
Bless her.
Yeah.
All right.
So feel free to send us comments about what your first summer jobs were.
Oh, please do. Oh
and
my
if
gosh.
you have pictures of yourself in some kind of crazy uniform, because you probably all...
Even better.
Yeah. There's nothing like an underage employee to get them to wear some kind of sappy uniform.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, even better.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What was your first
I'm
job?
sure there must have been pictures. I'm pretty sure there were pictures taken before I left for the first episode.
I've never seen
I don't know.
any.
I'm pretty sure there is. So, and I have to say that Burger King outfit, there was, it does seem to me that I had a brown one with the same hat and everything, but the very first one was the orange and yellow. Stunning.
Especially, because also polyester.
Hardcore polyester.
Polyester in a kitchen, because that will melt to your skin if you didn't know. And the sweat and the grease, and it just sounds like a nightmare.
There's 3 things that will instantly make me go back there is the smell
of Burger King.
No. The smell of dill pickles. Because that's pretty... I love dill pickles. Amazing. But there was a long time after I finished working there that I didn't eat them. There's also this very particular smell of the grease.
With onion in it, maybe?
With...
because they have onion rings. That's pretty distinctive.
Yeah.
Do they have onion rings at Burger King? I think
they did. They did.
Okay.
And it was a very distinctive smell of that, in not necessarily a good way. Old grease.
Yeah.
And not because they used old grease, but the grease was just, it's everywhere.
The stuff on the floor.
Yeah, the stuff on the floor.
Was old. Okay, and what was the third thing?
And the third thing...
Sesame seeds.
And the third thing was the smell of that uniform when you got home.
Yeah, I mean,
You
Swiss
got
Chalet.
two, so you were making sure you washed it every time you got home.
Even though I worked at Swiss Chalet, I never got turned off of Swiss Chalet. But when I worked in catering at the convention center in Halifax, that did that to me for turkey.
Oh,
because
yeah,
all
of
the
course.
Christmas dinners with turkey, and they were like in the chafing, like the smell of steamed turkey.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. And you know what else I just remembered? Now it's like this is what happens when you get older. Is that what your memories starts to like you trigger?
Right.
Guess what kind of shoes I wore?
They were white.
No,
They
they were
kind of
brown.
shoes?
Earth shoes. You remember those?
No.
Okay.
What?
They were like the negative heel things.
What? That sounds terrible. Orthopedically, that's a nightmare.
It was like they were wide, like rounded toes, and then the heels were like this. It was supposed to be good for you.
Not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they were called, earth shoes, because they were supposed to be comfortable. They were. I can tell you that all that grease that we just talked about, they were pretty slippery. You had to be careful.
This is such a nightmare. I can't believe you did that.
I know, I did it for $2.25 an hour.
And then finally, you got a job at Fairweather, the clothing store, to get
Yeah.
yourself the heck out of Burger King.
Yeah.
That was a big
and then
step
after
up.
that, yeah.
Then after that, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Once you make that leap from fast food to retail, you are on your way.
But I was a pretty good salesperson.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
I was,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good for you. Good for our parents. But if you're wondering, because I have friends with children, they're not getting that experience.
No.
And if you wonder how we're able to do everything we do and be tough and resilient, that's why.
There's something to be said for that.
We had to be tough.
Yeah.
Especially you. I mean, later on they mellowed out a bit, but
Yeah.
holy smokes.
Well, I mean, it was in a situation where there weren't a lot of luxuries
Yeah.
at that time.
I think what happened by the time I came through and was 13, you were 23, and they were thinking, wow, it kind of seemed almost like Kim wasn't going to be able to get married. We should make sure this one doesn't have to wear glasses through her teen years. Do you think that could be it?
But I was married at 23.
I know, finally.
Yeah.
That probably seemed late back then.
Well, God, it wasn't the 50s.
Well, I didn't get married until 34, and now look.
Yeah,
well, that turned out. Okay. All right, we'll say goodbye.
All right. Now it's getting crazy.
Okay, bye.
Bye.